Welcome to the IndInfra Podcast. Get ready for the insights of the leaders from infra industry. Whether you're a fresher or a pro, we've got something for you all. Let us explore the infra landscape in India together. I'm your host, Viswanadh Polisetty. Today I'm back with another fascinating topic, digital twin. Is it infra's digital revolution? Imagine having a virtual 3D replica of a bridge, building, water supply network, or even an entire city, and this virtual 3D replica is continuously updated with real-time information at every stage of project. This is not science fiction. It's a powerful technology called digital twin. In this podcast, we will explore how civil engineers can use digital twin to revolutionize the infrastructure industry from design to construction, through maintenance and beyond. Buckle up and get ready to dive into the future of this digital transformation in civil engineering. Today, we are joined by an expert to discuss the applications of digital twin and how it can revolutionize the design, construction, and maintenance of the infra projects. Let's meet our special guest, Mr. Kamalakannan, a business management professional in IT field with over 27 years of experience in sales, business development, and channel management. Has knowledge in Geographic Information System (GIS), image processing, and photogrammetry software, CAD/CAM, CAE Applications, and many more. Kannan has worked with prestigious organizations like Salesforce, Autodesk, ESRI, and presently working as Regional Executive South Asia with Bentley Systems. Welcome to the show, Mr. Kannan.
Thank you, Viswanadh, for inviting me to participate in your podcast on digital twin for infrastructure. As the Regional Executive at Bentley Systems, I'm thrilled to engage in this enlightening discussion and share insights on how digital twin technology is transforming the infrastructure sector. Your platform offers me tremendous opportunity to highlight the significant advancements and the potential impacts these technologies hold for the future. I look forward to a fruitful conversation, and I'm eager to explore the various aspects and the benefits of digital twins with your audience. The dialogue is essential for fostering a deeper understanding and driving adoption in our industry. And I am genuinely appreciative of the chance to contribute to this important discussion. Looking forward to the conversation.
That's great. That's great, Kannan. Coming to your tools, many of your traditional software tools used in the infra industry like MX, STAD, etc., are very extensively used from past few decades in India and of course in other countries also. How Bentley is doing with your other new models in Indian market, new tools and new models?
Okay, so when it comes to the different kinds of tools which are used in industry, of course it's an evolving field, right? Okay, so Bentley's digital twin platform is actually an advanced digital representation that mirrors a physical object or a system or a process actually in real time. Okay, it uses stuff like say sensors or any other data and the connectivity to update the model dynamically. The beauty about digital twin is that it is an intelligent model which is real time as well as it involves the human interaction.
Okay.
If you take any of the large scale development projects, right, like the bridges or the highways or the buildings and the utilities, digital twin is actually offering some of the unique capabilities that differentiate them from the traditional IT tools used for the general tracking or controlling and monitoring. Okay. One is basically the real-time integration that we are talking about. Traditional tools like periodic updates and manual inputs are old time now. Digital twin is actually taking continuous data feeds from stuff like IoT sensors, SCADA data, etc. All those stuff. Then comes your predictive maintenance and forecasting. Right, that's another area where traditional tools were only used on relying on set schedules. Right, but here it's all dynamic in nature in the digital twin. Then advanced simulation capabilities, the lifecycle management. The integration and interoperability of different kinds of tools are actually possible on a digital twin platform. It also helps you to enhance your decision-making process, right? Because end of the day, we are here to take the data, analyze that, derive insights, and take decisions out of that. And digital twins are actually helping, achieve those kind of, goals. It also helps you in the user interaction and visualization. Sustainability is another area which is actually the talk of the town now, and digital twin do help us in actually achieving the sustainability goals. then in fact, if you look at the overall advantage of a digital twin, it is basically something which can be used right from the conceptual planning till your operation maintenance. The steps involved are, conceptual planning, the design, the analysis, the construction, the handover, and the operation maintenance of any kind of infrastructure lifecycle project. So I feel that, digital twin is set for the future. And it has started now. Of course, we need to kind of, ensure that, we kind of introduce that in more and more projects to get operational efficiency coming into. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Now, various tools, IT tools are available for tracking, controlling, monitoring, and even decision making in infra projects from inception to completion. So, how this digital twin can be different from present tools being employed?
So one is that, as I said, the facilitation of transition, right? Especially when you are looking at migrating these, the tools which were used in the past to the latest technology. Because as I said, one of the major advantages that we are talking about certain things which are real time in nature. So we need to ensure that there are enough amount of training and education which actually can be implemented, which should be undertaken by the organization that is consuming this technology. And then it will also look for some kind of incremental implementation work which needs to happen, right? Because you are already there in a traditional workflow, you need to migrate. So there is always resistance to change. You need to kind of enable people, you need to show them the value. Then, of course, the integration capabilities is also another area, which is again, today digital twin is actually supporting different kinds of data sets coming in from different sources, whether it is any data capturing source or any kind of data which is available in your legacy systems, databases, ERP, CMMS. You talk about any of these things, the integration is actually very easy, and there are connectors available if at all there is no direct connectivity possible. Also, the very interesting stuff is that all the data comes in its own native format. Okay, you can integrate multiple data sets in its own native format so that you don't lose anything during the process. Okay. And the other area, I think that there are some challenges is that, the management and leadership, how do they actually take this? You need some kind of, time to do this, right? Of course, they need to have that patience at the end of the day, because it is going to be of immense help to them in the long run. Okay, that's another stuff that we need to keep in mind. And when it comes to some of the challenges during this transition, of course there'll be cultural resistance that we need to manage. Technical challenges will be there. Of course, India being India, there'll be a lot of cost concerns which will actually come up, right? But of course, when you look at the ROI of implementing such technologies, you will yourself see that, hey, people would like to go for it. Okay. So I see that India as a country is quite well equipped to handle this, because we have the necessary manpower today, and of course there are a lot of new technologies that are actually coming into India, which is also in a lot of projects are in its pilot stages with new technologies. So we should be able to actually do a good job with this. Yeah.
Yeah, but despite very good tools have come up to the industry in the past, the industry typically works like based on Excel and WhatsApp. They are prevalent in monitoring infra industry activities. How do you expect that teams? I know that you have told that there will be a resistance we have to manage, but how do you expect that the teams working in the industry to migrate or use this high-tech digital twin model? And how easy or
So if
difficult it would be like the transition?
See, the transition is all in the mind, right? And I would right away say that how much efficiency factor you want to bring into picture, or the effectiveness, and what kind of robust systems that you want to really use in the project, which is going to give you a overall advantage for the project implementation. I think, of course, I'm not saying Excel and WhatsApp are not required, right? Yes, it is required for the specific set of work. It's now, you can't do a Excel-based stuff when it actually coming to managing a large infrastructure project, right? Obviously, you need to integrate multiple set of data. There are design data available. There are database systems data, which is going to be, how is Excel going to handle it, or WhatsApp going to handle it, right? You need to have that. And digital twin is a very good platform which actually can integrate multiple data sources, which can actually help you, get these data together, derive insights, take decisions to actually, see what is going right, what is going on, and then make those, corrective actions.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like multidimensional inputs like design, quantities, cost, timelines, priorities,
Mm.
like public demands. Well, putting everything together, you have to take a decision up to go forward.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's right. Can you please give details of live projects across various sectors like power, solar, wind, buildings, highways, railways, water, etc., where digital twin being adopted or in the conceptual stage in India or other countries, and how digital twin is
Okay.
helpful to the respective sectors of infra industry?
Okay. See, all the sectors that you mentioned, right? Whether it is power plants, whether it is solar or a wind, you can talk about buildings, highways, metros, railways, or you're talking about dams, bridges. All these sectors, I see that digital twin actually can make a major difference. Okay. Why? Because it's a very, very highly versatile and can significantly enhance the monitoring, the management, and the operation across the various sectors. The value derived from implementing digital twin can vary actually depending on the specific sectors, of course, right? Because there is a complexity in terms of the operations and there is a potential for the real-time data, how you are actually handling those things, etc., right? Now, let's take an example of a power plant. Okay. Let's take, say, maybe solar and wind as an example. Okay. Suitability. How do you see? Digital twin suitability is very, very high because power plants, particularly the renewable energy sources like solar and wind, benefit immensely from digital twins. The facilities, because they have a very, very high operational cost.
Yeah.
Critical performance metrics and significant downtime costs are essential for the owner operators who are actually operating this, right? Digital twins can help optimize the energy production. It can predict maintenance needs and simultaneously it can look at various, the environmental impacts which it can create on the energy output. Okay. For example, I can tell you that you want to predict the turbine failures in a kind of wind farm. Okay, how do you optimize the angle of the solar panel? Okay,
Oh,
and or you want to look at how you want to look at any of these wind masts, right? The masts which are actually kind of installed there. How do you want to regulate the angle or whatever it is to ensure that the maximum productivity? So this is again this is a major decision for them because end of the day the power production per day or per hour is basically what the owner operator will be looking at, right? So it's very, very critical. Similarly, you have in buildings, you have, building management cost is very, very high nowadays, right? People are talk about facades and other stuff, how much of heat is actually getting consumed inside the building, how much of power you are actually using for running your electrical, appliances, etc. And then you look at highways and metros, there's a lot of global projects which are actually getting executed, which is using digital twin today. Dams, again, a company like Bentley has introduced solutions like dam monitoring systems and then bridge monitoring and inspection system. These are all based on digital twins. Like a very, very customized solution which will integrate data sources from, say, drones, sensors, and other legacy databases, etc., and then help you to basically manage this entire operation, right? Because that is again one of the examples that I can give. Like, we can go on and on, Viswanadh, because even in airports, right? Today there is a very good example of a digital twin implementation in a place like Sydney Airport, actually, where they have integrated, the CMMS module with the Bentley's iTwin platform, where they are able to actually monitor, various performances of various stuff, and then, of course, they are able to drive an optimal output out of that. So operation maintenance is being literally managed through a digital twin platform today. So, I mean, all the sectors, definitely digital twin has a major role to play. Yeah.
yeah. But in India also you have started implementing this, I suppose.
Yes. Right. So let me give you a classic example in the water sector. Actually, see, yeah, one of the cities which is of quite prominence nowadays is the city of Ayodhya. Right. We all know definitely yes. Ram Mandir is there. Also, the planning of that entire city by the Ayodhya authority is something which is, I would say, commendable. Okay. So Ayodhya authority felt the need for a 24/7. They wanted to go in for a pressured water supply to the residents of Ayodhya. Of course, there is also a growing demand because of the floating population now. Because
Yeah.
now the mandir is there, of course, there's going to be a huge population. So what they moved away from a gravity-based water network to a
Good.
pressure-based. And of course, they contracted, this work to one of our customers, Bentley's customers by name GeoInfra Services, who actually felt the need for a robust water distribution modeling tool like OpenFlow's water gems, along with the digital twin network actually of the entire place. And they went ahead and implemented the water distribution network. The digital twin was actually created for this setup. Now it is fully operational. Now the beauty of this is, one, they actually were able to save close to around $1.5 million in terms of expenses per annum. Okay,
Oh,
or additional
great.
expenses. Number two, energy cost to the tune of about $46,000 per annum was saved. The most important thing, which is also aligned to the Sustainable Development Goals, is that 347 tons of carbon emissions have been done away with. So this is how
Fantastic.
the technology is helping the city of Ayodhya. Yeah.
Okay, great. So there is a living example which has already been implemented in India also. That's good.
Yes. And of course, we are still counting, right? New
Yeah,
sectors are
right.
coming out, of course. Yeah. Right.
So I would like to take one specific project example which has been recently completed. The world's tallest Chenab rail arch bridge, the structural bridge in Jammu and Kashmir. The construction of this
Yeah.
cyclic arch bridge has been progressed from both ends and simultaneously to meet exactly at the crown of the arch. So
Yes.
how digital twin can help this kind of project during construction or during operation?
Okay, so good question. Of course, this is one of the, I would say, the most challenging projects for our engineers in India. I think the organization did a fantastic job of actually, right from the planning stage till the construction was actually completed. The construction of the structure, was as complex as you can say the most complex element in the world, I would say. Okay.
Right.
So the for this particular project, of course, Bentley's different tools were used for design, of course, as well as for the construction purposes. But say in case, because when this was done, the digital twin was not very kind of prominent in terms of the usage. So in case if we were able to use this, how it would have benefited. Okay, point number one is in the structural analysis and simulation. Okay, one is the precision alignment. Using a digital twin, engineers can simulate the entire construction process under various conditions to ensure that two half of the arch they meet precisely at the crown. Okay, the
Yep.
digital model can actually provide detailed insights into the potential alignment issues arising from temperature variations, or you talk about load distributions,
Will.
material deformalities, etc., etc. Okay, that's one. The other thing that we can actually look at is maybe the load and stress testing. Digital twin for advanced simulation to test how the bridge can actually withstand different stresses, including say wind or any seismic activity which can potentially happen, and of course the weight loads. Okay, thereby it can predict and mitigate the potential failure points before the actual construction work can be done. And of course, the other interesting fact about the digital twin is its real-time monitoring and adjustments. We want to look at some sensor integration, and we want to have a feedback loop. Or in terms of the project management, if you're looking at any kind of efficient resource allocation, we are looking at scheduling, risk management. If you want to look at some kind of safety enhancements, etc., etc., how do you look at the worker safety? How do you look at the environmental safety? Quality control, compliance, when you're looking at precision manufacturing or you're looking at some kind of regulatory compliance, etc. And the most important thing is, of course, the post-construction analysis and maintenance. You want to tomorrow maintain this, you want to look at, hey, is there any problem with the structure or any kind of operation, etc. Digital twin actually can help in terms of monitoring these things. So what can happen is that, this digital twin can help you end to end, right from conceptual planning till the operation maintenance. And it is actually helping you for the entire life cycle management. So I think digital twin can be a fantastic. Even now we can actually go and kind of get that entire stuff onto a digital twin platform for the operation maintenance piece. Okay. And that will actually, that will be very, very helpful for those, engineers and contractors who are actually doing the maintenance job today. Yeah.
Yes. I think though it is not, it has not been implemented during construction, it can very well be utilized during operation and maintenance for this kind of
Exactly.
major challenging projects.
Yes, Viswanadh. Yeah.
In part 2, we explore the applications of digital twin across various infra sectors, its possible role in complex construction projects like incident prevention in tunnels, use of artificial intelligence and machine learning, integration with SCADA, and its prowess in design optimization, minimize downtime, avoid reworks, and its critical role in predictive maintenance leading to cost saving. Don't miss out. Subscribe now and stay tuned to IndInfra Podcast for part 2.